Hello everybody, Noah Newman here at the Bayer Crop Science Research Farm in New Berlin, Illinois, ahead of the 13th Annual National Strip-Tillage Conference. Gathered here for the pre-conference workshop, and welcome to Conservation Ag Update. Conservation Ag Update is brought to you by Yetter Farm Equipment. All right, we're kicking the program off here with Josh Dukeman, Farm Manager for the Bayer Crop Science Research Farm. And Josh, first of all, thanks for hosting this pre-conference workshop for the National Strip-Tillage Conference. Tell us a little bit about what you guys have going on out here at this farm.
Yeah, I guess first, it's been great. We've had an awesome crowd. Appreciate you guys including us and giving us the opportunity to do this. We've had several stations set up today. I think the growers have taken a lot away from our digital platform. You know, you asked me about the research farm. We're about 1,200 acres of, large scale grower equipment type research. So we're a little unique in that realm. We do anything from density testing on our Pression corn. We do a fair amount of, cover crop work, staying in that sustainability realm. We do a lot of work with fungicides. Gosh, I don't know, I'm getting lost in all of our different trials, but we've got a lot. Yeah. And it's tough to go through them all. But I guess the most important thing would be everything is done and recorded through our FieldView platform digitally. And the data return and what we're able to provide some insights into growers is second to none. So
this platform records everything from yield data, applications. Mm-hmm. I might be putting you on the spot with this, but any key takeaways jump out from some of the research that you covered here today at the event?
Just in general conversation with the customers, or just what we're doing? Yeah,
well, general conversations. When you were giving your presentations, what are some key points maybe that really resonated with people?
Yeah, I think some of the trial work that I presented, not necessarily on this map, but some of the fungicide blocks. I think the people here were really keyed in on how accurate I was able to dissect R3 applied fungicide versus untreated versus maybe a V5 application. I think they felt it dead on accurate in terms of breaking that stuff out. I also think they learned pretty quickly they can be their own research farm, and their entire operation could be very similar to what we're doing here. It just takes getting in the platform and learning how to use it. So
yeah, it was great. I stopped by for a few minutes. People were really engaged. So it seems like everyone out here really got a lot out of this. So thanks for putting the program together and hosting us. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Hey, McCain Vogel, what's going on in the Cover Crop Connection?
Thanks, Noah. McCain Vogel here. We are at the Bayer Research Farm in New Berlin, Illinois, in front of the long-term sustainability plots where our attendees are getting an up-close look at the long-term benefits of cover crops.
The cover crop species you're using in front of corn, we've learned that really matters. Some cover crop species, if you don't manage them correctly, can actually be a detriment to corn yield. So I just encourage growers to research that, understand that before they adopt it. In soybeans, to be honestly, we don't see much difference in yield when it comes to cover crops in front of soybeans. What we do see, though, is we see benefits in terms of less weed pressure at times, and we actually had a trial looking at that this year specifically. We also see, obviously, that's well documented, the soil health benefits of adding a cover crop into the mix.
And thank you very much for that, McCain Vogel. Hey, look, we're here at the short corn station. This is one of the 4 stations here at the pre-conference workshop, and getting ahead of the curve with this short corn here. A lot of interesting data shared here today. Speaking of ahead of the curve, now last episode we told you about our senior editor, John Doberstein. He attended the Elevate AI conference out at the Grand Farm in North Dakota. And one of the speakers that he caught up with had a very interesting take on AI in agriculture. And let's play a clip from that.
And this whole AI stuff, because we've just been gifted in our lifetime the best toolbox the world has ever seen to build cool stuff. But we have to figure out for ourselves what we should build, because the opportunities are far larger than certainly in any of our lifetimes we can complete. And there are right and wrong things and good and bad ways of using this tool. And maybe by telling some of my story, there's some insights that might come out and we can discuss them. Because I've built a lot of things. I built 50 million robots so far, and certainly I don't intend on being done, and they're not all vacuums. I built borehole robots to go into oil wells and to do inspection. Back in, I think, 1994, I worked with John Deere. We took a gator and we put in autonomous steering. We put a LiDAR on front, and we figured, this thing could probably drive itself. And it worked.
And to downtown Springfield we go for our video of the week. Of course, the National Strip-Tillage Conference was jam-packed with a capacity crowd for Brian Hefty's kickoff presentation. And according to our numbers, 57% of the crowd consisted of first-time attendees. One of those first-timers is Kinsey's Brad Nienstedt. On the flip side, you have Yetter's Andy Thompson, who's been to every strip-till conference. I caught up with both of them to discuss their key takeaways. So, day one of the strip-till conference here. From the conversations you've had with people, or maybe one of the presentations you watched, what's something that's jumped out? Any key moments, anything that surprised you, or anything new you learned, or that you weren't expecting to hear? Or both of you could jump in on this one.
To me, the best comment so far was when we were talking about a presenter, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head. A gentleman from Minnesota said the biggest thing or hang-up that you might have is right here.
Oh yeah.
In your head. That was probably the best comment I heard. It wasn't price or concern or anything like that. It was purely, if you're going to do it, do it. And that was a good view. I liked the take on it of the only one holding you back is yourself, and it's the gray matter between your ears, as he said. So that was a good quote.
Absolutely.
That was a good quote.
For me, one of the things was talking with Chris Perkins and Chris Caston, and as they were talking about their tissue testing and their different testing methods here, I found that very interesting. Something I feel as though that I can apply to my situation, and so I'm very intrigued and interested in that. And then back to from a supplier or a vendor standpoint here was how many first timers. I feel like that in the past. We've sometimes struggled on getting first-timers. Sometimes we've struggled on getting veterans. In my opinion, I feel like that the people that I've talked to today, we have a great group of interested people looking to get into strip-till, as well as industry people that have been industry veterans that have been doing this a long time. And so I've just been very, very pleased with that today, and looking forward to a lot more great conversations.
And we're wrapping the show up here in front of this giant bus, which brought over 40 farmers from Minnesota here to the National Strip-Tillage Conference as part of the Southeast Minnesota Soil Health Bus Tour. Alan Krause, who put the whole thing together with some help, said it was a lot of fun, and it was very educational too. They had strip-till experts on board, educating people about strip-till, and really cool to see the 40 people get off this bus here earlier today. So a great way to wrap up this on-scene episode of Conservation Ag Update. In New Berlin, Illinois, the National Strip-Tillage Conference pre-event, I'm Noah Newman. Thanks for tuning in.